Do you remember racing home after school, throwing your backpack on the floor, and turning on Cartoon Network only to hear that unforgettable whistle? That's right. Ed and Eddy. For nearly a decade, this weird, wobbly, and wonderfully absurd cartoon ruled the cul-de-sac. It was loud, it was colorful, it was totally bizarre, and yet somehow it felt relatable. The scams, the summer vibes, the friendships, the heartbreaks. It wasn't just a cartoon, it was childhood bottled up and animated. From jawbreaker obsessions to surreal gags that broke the laws of reality, this series wasn't like anything else on TV, and even though it ended back in 2009, fans still can't get enough. So today, we're diving deep into the world of Peach Creek, looking back at the origins of Ed and Eddy, the scams, the characters, the strangest episodes, and of course the legendary movie that wrapped it all up. This is the full story of Ed and Eddy. Ed and Eddy first premiered on Cartoon Network in January of 1999, created by Canadian animator Danny Antonucci. Now here's the crazy part. Antonucci wasn't exactly known for kids' cartoons. Before the Eds, he was making edgy, adult animation. But he wanted to prove he could craft something for kids that was still weird, smart, and full of personality. And oh boy, did he deliver. Right from the start, the show looked different. The squiggly outlines, the bouncy animation, the over-the-top sound effects, everything about it had this raw, chaotic energy, and yet it felt intentional. The wobbly lines? That wasn't an animation mistake, that was style. It gave Peach Creek its own living, breathing personality. And let's not forget the soundtrack. The jazz-influenced, wacky sound design wasn't just background noise, it was practically another character. Every footstep, every scam, every crash had this unique boing or splat that you could recognize instantly. But what really made the show stand out wasn't just its look or sound, it was the concept. Instead of superheroes, or magical adventures, or saving the world, the entire story takes place in one small cul-de-sac. No parents in sight, no school teachers running the show, just kids being kids, plotting, scamming, and surviving the endless summer days. It felt simple, but that's exactly why it clicked. For so many of us, it was our childhood. Running around the neighborhood, making up games, trying to make a buck, dealing with the weird kids next door. It was all there. And at the heart of it all, three boys with the same name, three totally different personalities, and one obsession: jawbreakers. At the center of the cul-de-sac are, of course, the Eds, three boys with the same name, but totally different personalities. First up, we've got Ed, the big guy. He's simple, he's strong, and he's got a head full of monster movies, comic books, and mashed potatoes. Ed may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but his goofy energy and unshakable loyalty make him the heart of the group. He'll carry his friends through walls, literally. Then there's Ed, better known as Double D. He's the brains of the trio, organized, polite, and maybe a little too clean for his own good. He's the one building crazy machines and trying to give Eddy's scams some kind of structure. And under that ever-present sock hat? Well, that's one of the show's greatest mysteries. And finally, the self-proclaimed leader, Eddy. Loud, greedy, and always scheming. Eddy's entire mission in life is to get money, usually by tricking the other kids, so he can buy jawbreakers the size of bowling balls. He's confident to a fault and most of his plans blow up in his face. But he never gives up. The cul-de-sac of Peach Creek is packed with unforgettable characters. Sarah, Ed's bossy sister, keeps the boys in check with help from Jimmy, her fragile braces-wearing friend. Rolf, the bizarre farm boy with old country customs, adds endless weirdness and laughs. Naz is the laid-back popular girl everyone crushes on, especially Eddy. Kevin, the tough bike-riding bully, lives to call the Eds dorks. Then there's Johnny 2x4, the oddball who treats his wooden buddy Plank like family. And of course, the Canker sisters. Lee, Marie, and May, the Eds' worst nightmare, chasing them with unwanted love. Together, this mix of dreamers, bullies, and weirdos makes Peach Creek one of the most iconic cartoon neighborhoods ever. So, how did it all play out across 6 seasons? Let's rewind to the very beginning. Season 1 hit in 1999, opening with the Ed Touchables, a perfect setup for the scams, chaos, and disasters to come. It also introduced the Canker sisters in Nag to Ed, cementing them as the Ed's ultimate nightmare. By season 2, the show hit its stride. Smoother animation, bigger scams, and peak cul-de-sac chaos in episodes like If It Smells Like an Ed and Honor Thy Ed. Season 3 cranked up the weirdness, with surreal plots like Attack of the Monster Eds and the reality-bending 1 + 1 = Ed. Season 4 dug deeper into characters. Double D's crush on May Canker, sharper scams, and plenty of quotable moments. Then Season 5 shook things up. The kids entered junior high, bringing new settings, schoolyard disasters, and hints about Eddy's mysterious older brother. Season 6 was short but wild, pushing the Eds further than ever, leading to the grand finale, the feature-length Ed and Eddy's Big Picture Show. After 6 seasons of scams, slapstick, and cul-de-sac chaos, the Ed's story reached its ultimate climax in 2009 with Ed and Eddy's Big Picture Show, a full-length TV movie that served as the grand finale. The movie kicks off with disaster. Eddy launches one of his biggest scams yet, and it blows up so badly that the entire cul-de-sac turns against the Eds. For the first time, the boys aren't just laughed at, they're hunted. With their reputations in ruins, they're forced to flee Peach Creek, desperately searching for the one person who might be able to help them, Eddy's legendary older brother. Now this is huge. For years, Eddy's brother was nothing more than a running gag, a mysterious figure Eddy constantly bragged about. He was supposed to be cool, successful, everything Eddy wanted to be. And finally, after 10 years, fans were going to meet him. Ed and Eddy's Big Picture Show felt like a love letter to the series. The Ed's journey through strange places, chased by the entire cul-de-sac, until they finally reach Eddy's long-hyped brother, who turns out to be cruel and abusive. For the first time, Eddy breaks down, and the kids see him not as a scammer, but as a flawed, insecure kid. Instead of mocking him, they stand up for the Eds and finally accept them as friends. The movie closes with the perfect image. The Eds, no longer outsiders, walking with the kids to buy jawbreakers together. After 130 episodes, specials, and one movie, the scams ended. But the friendship at the heart of the show lived on. When the credits rolled on Big Picture Show, it wasn't just the end of the Ed story, it was the end of an era. Ed and Eddy was Cartoon Network's longest-running original series, lasting nearly a full decade. In that time, it gave us over 100 episodes, unforgettable characters, and a style of humor that no other show has ever quite matched. What made Ed and Eddy special was its relatability. It wasn't superheroes or fantasy, it was childhood. Running around, cooking up ideas, clashing with friends, and learning the hard way. Its squiggly animation, jazzy sound effects, and slapstick chaos gave it a style like no other. And the characters, from Rolf's bizarre wisdom to Plank's silent charm, felt like real neighbors, not just cartoons. Decades later, the nostalgia is still alive because the show captured something rare: the messy, hilarious magic of growing up. The Eds weren't just chasing jawbreakers, they were chasing acceptance. And in the end, they finally found it. So here's to Ed, and Eddy, the dorks who scammed their way into our hearts and never left. Thanks for watching.